into a mountain. And when he was sent, his disciples came unto him. And he opened his mouth and thought they said, AJ, poverty, AJ, that one ya name poverty. AJ, that one ya name poverty. AJ, that one ya name poverty. Poverty, AJ, that one ya name poverty. AJ, that one ya name poverty. AJ, that one ya name poverty. Tell me how it feels. Say no, say the youth no have no need. That's why him end up gang go steal. You never said no job, which was the deal. Every day me brother him just a squeal. Mama happy da fat on come. Police catch me brother with a steal. And to the judge him have to go appeal. A father got a fi me guide and shield. Certain friend me tell you them not good. Them only friend with you when them want a meal. And tell you say everything still. FGA, poverty. FGA, the one you need poverty. FGA, the one you need poverty. FGA, the one you need poverty. Oh yeah, poverty. FGA, the one you need poverty. FGA, the one you need poverty. FGA, the one you need.
The views expressed on this program are not the views of ZNS TV 13 and, by extension, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
At Lyford Key, I'm Tanya Smith Cartwright. This is ZNS.
Your weekend news just got better. Exciting features. It's all about the feeling. It's the Northern Vibes with Raven Davis.
Good evening and welcome to Northern Vibes, your go-to show for everything arts, culture, entertainment, and so much more. I'm Raven Davis, and tonight we're turning the spotlight on a dynamic woman whose story you may not know. Told she wouldn't have long to live, she chose instead to live boldly. Her love for life, her passion for empowerment, and her mission to teach financial literacy have made her a true culture shifter. She's the money maven, a woman designed to disrupt for positive change. This is the story of Kayleen Newton.
Want to always make the money, multiplying the money. I talk about maximizing what you already have. You have to be assured about what you already have.
Kayleen Newton is a certified financial educator and empowered to change agent based here in Grand Bahama. She's earned a reputation as the money maven, guiding individuals and communities to stronger financial literacy and disciplined money management. Despite a challenging health prognosis that could have curtailed her journey, she transformed her story into a mission, using her platform to empower people of all ages to take charge of their finances, realize their purpose, and influence culture positively. Her work has seen engagements with local institutions where persons are encouraged to visualize their best lives and improve their financial, physical, mental, and spiritual health. Through public speaking, community training, and hands-on mentorship, Kayleen Newton continues to disrupt old patterns, advocate for financial emancipation, and inspire a whole new generation to lead with both money smarts and heart. Kayleen, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Raven. It's a joy to be here with you.
Definitely a pleasure. First off, I have to start off by saying happy belated 50th birthday. This was not just another birthday for you. Doctors said you actually wouldn't make it to see the age of 25, but here you are, still thriving, still inspiring so many persons, and still pouring so much of yourself into the community. Talk about what this milestone means to you personally.
So this milestone of 50 means grace maximized, really multiplied. I thank God for bringing me to 50 because, yes, doctors did say that I would not live to see past 25. And so I am just thankful. I am honored. And what 50 is now going to be is an accelerated impact and amplified voice.
And why did you decide to dedicate this particular birthday to the community?
So the first event that I had in 2018 with Lisa Nichols was dedicated to the community. I am a person who loves to serve, and I believe that impact comes through serving. And so as this is now the finale, I thought it well to also dedicate this event to the community.
Awesome, beautiful skin, radiant smile, but you've faced your share of challenges throughout the years, from serious health battles to financial struggles. Can you walk us through what that period was like for you and what actually kept you grounded during those difficult moments? Would you say it was your faith, your spirituality?
Definitely my faith and definitely my family, because at that time I had no finances. And so to walk you through, exactly about 5 or 7 days after my 21st birthday, I found myself paralyzed. Now, I'm not going to tell you it was all joy. It was all peace. In the beginning, I actually wanted God to take me. And I prayed for that diligently, for him to take my life. But what happened during that time was my family also was praying, ensuring that at a particular time, every day, my mother and my family gathered around my bedside and they prayed for me. And what I realized during those moments, again, I was paralyzed from the mouth down. I could barely speak. I could definitely not walk, but I had my mind. And so I shifted from wanting to die to saying to God, if you raise me up, I will dedicate my life to you.
A lot of people would have crumbled under the weight of that kind of pressure, but you did not. At one point you mentioned not even having the finances to pay for medical care. How would you say your experiences have led you to now becoming so financially literate, and how did that earn you the title of now the Money Maven?
So definitely, as I said, no finances at that time. But what we know is time will pass. What are we going to do with that time? And I made an intentional decision to ensure that I became very financially savvy. The good thing about it is I always had nuggets from my mom, especially when it came to savings. You know, we always hear that, you know, you make $1 out of 50 cents, and that's what my mother did. But I wanted to rise above that. And so I decided to learn as much as I could when it came to money. I was relentless. I kept looking. And how I got the name, the Money Maven, actually came from clients. And so it wasn't self-titled, it was something that was bestowed upon me, because every time I encountered a client and I helped them walk through their transformation with their money journey, they would say, wow, you're a money maven, you know? And so it just stuck.
Awesome.
Yes.
And one of your proudest accomplishments to date is the fact that you've created the Estate Ready Essential Planner.
Yes.
In layman's terms, what does that mean?
So estate readiness is more than estate planning, because there are instances in our life, like me, where you get health challenges, or you can have a car accident and then become medically disabled, or now you have Alzheimer's and dementia, which is becoming very rampant. So before these times happen, you want to be ready. And so it's all about planning for peace, for the times that the panic happened, so that you would be able to move through that journey. And this is where Estate Ready was born. Definitely from my personal experience, my father passing in 2006. He was married at the time, but unfortunately we couldn't find his wife. So as children, we now had to bear whatever was necessary to take care of him before his passing and after his passing. And I remember my mother saying to me, I will not leave you in this position. And so we started a process that now birthed the actual Estate Ready Essentials Planner.
Do you find that a lot of Bahamians generally don't want to plan, don't want to create wills? And if you do, why is that so?
So I think definitely our culture has taught us to keep certain things hush-hush or quiet. And so many persons do not plan for any challenges during their life. One thing we know for sure is that we will die. What is the type of legacy you want to leave? We plan for births, we plan for weddings, we plan for graduations, we plan for every other celebration. But yet we say it's a celebration of life, but we don't plan for it. And so that is why I'm so passionate at this moment to speak about that, so that people could understand we need to talk about it, we need to write about it, we need to protect it.
Definitely essential, and a lot of Bahamians are walking around, many of them not even having $1,000 in their bank accounts. We hear this push for a livable wage, but what strategies can persons employ to not only save money, but also to see real returns on their investments?
So the statistic, Raven, is actually $400. And so you say 1,000, but it's actually $400. And what that means is $400 that's not attached to a bill or a responsibility, that it's free, that if an emergency comes up, you have that on your account to deal with it. So there's some easy strategies. The first thing is we need to shift our mindset, because one thing I always hear is, I don't make enough money, so how should I have money to save? So before you pay bills, save something. Whether that's $1, whether it's $5, it's about creating the habit. So the simple tip, the simple strategy is to start to save before you pay your bills. And I also say, if you need a shift in your psychology, list it as a bill. You're paying yourself. And so you definitely need to ensure that that is a part of your financial plan every month.
And about seeing real returns on your investments, of course, you know, everyone wants to be an entrepreneur, it seems, but it's not all the time that we make these investments and we're getting anything from it.
So my journey started with actual bonds. So they are government bonds. So you could start with that. Those are secured investments. So start with the bonds, and whatever return you get on your investment, don't spend it. Actually put it back into another investment vehicle or on a savings account. That's the first thing. The second thing is, yes, we could want to be an entrepreneur, but you can also be an employee and an entrepreneur at the same time. I am evidence of that, because what we think is we need to just quit our job and then start our business. But what helps is that income that comes from your job can now fund the business. So you want to make sure that you have a foundation in place, that you're secure when it comes to your finances, and then move into entrepreneurship. Now, there's some situations where entrepreneurship is your only option. But what you have to understand too, when you do go into business, the money made from that business, the profit from that business is not your money. So make sure you don't commingle it with your personal account. And that means you need to pay yourself a salary.
Sage advice. You've always been someone who knows how to turn your pain into purpose and into passion. Coming up next for you is the RISE experience. You're no novice to this. Tell us about that event and why that is so important to you.
So that is so important for me because people believe that they cannot rise from the ashes. You know, we want to sit in it. And I'm not saying that we don't all have a story, because we do. There's pain in a lot of our stories. But what you have to understand is your pain births your purpose. And so for anyone who's interested in understanding how to get unstuck, in understanding that what breaks you is what builds you, in understanding that in order to get through whatever challenges you have to get to the other side of peace, you need to put yourself in environments, be in the proximity in environments that can actually water the seed that you have for yourself. So RISE is just the ultimate experience where I'm going to pour everything that I know into the attendees at that event. And then the icing on the cake is to have Tabitha Brown, who actually experienced her own challenges, to rise to the level that she is at. So you need to be in that role.
Sign me up. And finally, knowing everything that you've been through, what advice would you give to your 25-year-old self, or even to someone that's around that age and they need some encouragement?
So what I would first say to my 25-year-old self, which is very unique, is thank you. Thank you for giving me the pain that moved me to where I'm at today. This is what I stand on. I stand on the pain, and it gives me purpose. So understand that every no is not a rejection, it's realignment. Understand that you need to save now. Save at this age. Don't live your best life now. You want to make sure that your best life is when you get older. You also want to understand is be careful of those circles that you're in. Because again, your net worth is equal to your network. And then finally, I want you to say, stand firm on your faith. We talk a lot about being a Christian nation, but it's beyond that. You want to understand that only God can take you from wherever you're at, whatever issue you're dealing with, to where you need to go, because that was my ultimate, that is what caused me to be able to rise, because I had a firm foundation in faith.
I love that, Kayleen. Your network is equal to your net worth.
Your net worth is equal to your net worth.
Yes. An inspiring story of strength and purpose, Kayleen Newton, reminding us all to live boldly. But don't go away. A recap of this week's stories making news around the North when we come back.
You're watching Northern Vibes with Raven Davis. Step into styles at Indulgence Ladies Boutique, located in number 5 Big Kent Building, just 2 doors down from D's Watch Repair. They're open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., bringing you fashion for every occasion. Weddings, funerals, christenings, birthday, brunches, or just a night out. From plus size to regular, they've got the perfect fit for you. Discover handbags, perfume, body oils, fascinators, belt, and so much more. All in one place. Give them a call today at 826-0110. Indulgence Ladies Boutique, where fashion meets confidence.
But next, better known as PJ alongside DJ Future, right? Call me up right now.
DJ Future is what you know I'm lost in. I'm on your run this morning. Keep it coming, override.
I got you.
Morning Run Mix with DJ Future. Power 104.5 FM.
Good morning.
It's the Sabrina Brown Show.
I have the Joe Faith.
Oh, yeah.
And I have the Joe Walk. So when I'm finished with this, I'll have double my trouble.
I prepared myself that when the world had a crisis, I had.
If it matters to you, we are talking about it on The Sabrina Brown Show.
The Sabrina Brown Show, Tuesdays at 11 a.m. on 8:10 a.m. The Light.
Let's keep it clean. Put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not in the street. No, yeah. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not on the streets. Just put it in the trash, my guy.
Bombastic side eye. Criminal offensive side eye.
Put it in the trash. Put it in the trash. That's it. Put it in the trash. Just put it in the trash. That's it. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not in the street. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Yeah. Just put it in the trash, my guy.
Yeah. We just gotta keep Grand Bahama clean.
It's the best sports show on the island of Grand Bahama. Guys, it's another Thursday. It's now time for Game Changer Radio.
Matthews in the building as usual.
I can't believe they still can make a run in the postseason.
How was that the coach's fault? He was the one that said you think it was the right time.
Changing
the game with Game Changer every Thursday at 10. Me, Eddie, Matthew, bringing the heat, real talk, real sports, real energy. Only on Power 104.5 FM.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I am ready.
I am ready. I am ready.
Ready or not, it's here. That's right, the biggest gospel show with me, Uncle Fee Baby Boy, on 8:10 a.m. That's right, interviews, greatest songs, praise and worship. It's going to be exciting. We're going to take the Bahamas to the world and bring the world to the Bahamas.
Welcome back. After nearly 3 decades shaping young minds, Africa Karamo Miller is stepping into a new leadership role, one she is walking into with heart and purpose. She says the most rewarding part of teaching is seeing the impact on her students. After nearly 3 decades in education, Africa Karamo Miller is preparing to take on a new challenge, principal of Harbor Island All-Age School. In just a few days, she'll board a flight to begin this exciting new chapter of leadership and service. Miller is a beloved figure in the education community, the daughter of 2 educators and someone who admits teaching was not her first calling.
You know, my passion is music, and one time I wanted to be a doctor, but I felt like the Most High was calling me into that profession. So I've been in the professions for 28 years, actually. So yes, it's been a while, and so I've enjoyed it, and I feel like if I have something to give the best version of myself to the students.
Throughout her career, Miller has worn many hats, roles she says have shaped her into the seasoned leader she is today.
I was National Teacher of the Year. That was about 10-15 years ago. I was a Spanish teacher, so I was the department coordinator, then senior mistress. I was at Jack Hayward. That broke me in for senior mistress, but I loved the culture there. Then I went back to Sister Mary, where I was teaching, and as senior mistress. Then I went back to Jack Hayward as vice principal. Then I recently was transferred to 8 Mile Rock as vice principal. And all those experiences have been rewarding. I think you build bonds with the teachers. And, you know, you all have a common goal, trying to basically build these children up and help them reach academic success.
Miller is among other educators recently promoted in the district. As she prepares to lead the Harbor Island All-Age School, she says she's both excited and grounded about the move.
So I'm just looking to see what I can bring to the table. Sometimes if you go into a situation, you try to change it, you cause more problems. You don't have to get to learn the community, and I'm very community-minded. So I'm just, like I said, I'm just going to network and do the best I can.
She also acknowledges that teaching can be a challenging profession, one that demands patience, dedication, and heart. To fellow educators who may feel weary, she offers this encouragement.
The monetary aspect will never commiserate with what you are worth, and so you have to be in this profession for more than just money. So I want to encourage them, because other people, you know, when they work in professions, they're not directly impacting human beings. We have the ability to change the trajectory of the country based on the children that we impact.
Now for Miller, the true reward is seeing the impact she's made. And now as she steps into leadership at Harbor Island All-Age School, she looks forward to guiding a new generation of students who may one day come back to tell their stories. Well, educators across Grand Bahama gathered at the Foster B. Pistina Hall Christ the King Church recently for the annual District Professional Development Seminar held under the theme Building Capacity, Raising Standards, Creating a Culture of Excellence. The hall was filled with teachers, administrators, and union leaders representing 21 schools across the Grand Bahama, Bimini, and Keys District. It was truly a day of empowerment focused on inspiring educators, promoting holistic health and wellness, and fostering professional growth in the ongoing pursuit of excellence. Officials noted that one of the key goals for the district is to continue promoting health and well-being among educators as part of building a stronger, more resilient education community.
We firmly believe that when our leaders and our teachers are equipped with the knowledge, skills, and attitudes, they will execute their professional duties at a high standard. And of course, we know that when leadership is effective in schools, teachers will be empowered. We want to make sure we give them that opportunity, provide them with skills and strategies that can assist them in being well so that they can serve our students in our classrooms.
Now, the health and wellness segment featured local health professionals who shared practical tips on managing stress and caring for the body, while keynote speaker Pastor Kyle Maycock encouraged educators to strengthen their spiritual fitness as part of overall well-being.
We should be getting our regular exercise. What does that mean? At least 5 days a week, at least 20 to 30 minutes at a time, and we're talking about something regular.
I would be neglectful if I didn't say you should have a good relationship with your pastor. You should have a good relationship with a mental health professional, and you should have a good relationship with your banker and a lawyer.
If you believe that what you're doing as educators, if you believe that it's virtuous and it's valuable to this nation and to the next generation, then Satan will do everything to divide you. He will use your emotional exhaustion and your fatigue to disrupt. And if there is no unity, you are DOA, dead on arrival. And so there must be clarity of what the goal is. There must be unity.
Well, switching gears now, a colleague and close friend of one of the victims in Saturday morning's traffic fatality is sharing words of remembrance.
If you believe that what you're doing as educators, if you believe that it's virtuous and it's valuable to this nation and to the next generation, then Satan will do everything to divide you. He will use your emotional exhaustion and your fatigue to disrupt, and if there is no unity, you are DOA, dead on arrival. And so there must be clarity of what the goal is. There must be unity.
Well, switching gears now, a colleague and close friend of one of the victims in Saturday morning's traffic fatality is sharing words of remembrance, sharing how cherished they were among their work family. Our Matthew Martinborough shares more in this story.
Despite the oil stains, the small pouches of gravel, and the scattered broken debris, this roadway looked very much differently than it did on Saturday morning, where a two-car collision occurred, claiming the lives of 2 men and severely injuring a female. One of those men, Christopher Smith, a well-beloved chef at the Garden of the Groves. Fighting back tears and a heartbroken voice, Shireen Pinder, a co-worker of Smith, fondly remembers his bright persona, which stayed consistent through his employment tenure at the Groves, an element Pinder notes will be truly missed, but never forgotten.
He said, I want you to learn this, because somebody teach me all what I know, and I pass it on to you. And we was there joking, we're laughing, we talk. He said, see you tomorrow, and then wake up with a phone call. He passed away. That's hurt every one of the staff here.
Pinder shares even Smith's punctuality and superb culinary skills were awe-inspiring. As she says, the dreadful news of Smith's passing rocked the entire establishment to its core.
He was a father figure. He was a brother. There is no word I could explain about this man. He was everything. He was my friend. He was everything to me. Since I met him the first day here, he never changed. He was the same Chris until the day he died.
Pinder remembers her last memory sharing the workplace with Smith during preparations for a planned event the Friday night prior, not knowing that would be the last time she would experience his presence.
When he opened the gate, we enough to come in here. Everything in there set up already. He was like that. He was a great cook and a good chef and a I can't call him co-worker. He was like a brother. He was like a family. To how he treat us, that's how me and him was so close. And it's not me alone. All the co-worker, the boss, they could tell you. He was that person. And we always gonna miss him. We always gonna have him in our heart because he was a family, not a co-worker. He was a family.
Now we understand that Smith's sister was the driver in the vehicle. She remains in hospital in stable condition with a broken leg. The second traffic fatality victim in the incident has been confirmed to be Mosen Augustine. Our thoughts and prayers remain with the families during this difficult time. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martinborough.
Sad news there. Well, stay tuned. There is more when we return.
Step into styles at Indulgence Ladies Boutique, located in number 5 Big Kent Building, just 2 doors down from D's Watch Repair. They're open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., bringing you fashion for every occasion. Weddings, funerals, christenings, birthday, brunches, or just a night out from plus size to regular. They've got the perfect fit for you. Discover handbags, perfume, body oils, fascinators, belt, and so much more. All in one place. Give them a call today at 826-0110. Indulgence Ladies Boutique, where fashion meets confidence.
But next, better known as PJ alongside DJ Future, right? Call me up right now.
DJ Future is what you know I'm locked in. I'm on your run this morning. Keep it coming, override, override.
I got you.
Morning Run Mix with DJ Future. Power 104.5 FM.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
It's the Sabrina Brown Show.
I have the Joe faith.
Oh, yes.
And I have the Joe walk. So when I'm finished with this, I'll have double my trouble.
I prepared myself. And when the world had a crisis, I had an answer.
If it matters to you, we are talking about it on The Sabrina Brown Show.
The Sabrina Brown Show, Tuesdays at 11 a.m. on 810 a.m. the light.
It's the best sports show on the island of Grand Bahama. Guys, it's another Thursday. It's now time for Game Changer Radio.
Matthews in the building as usual.
I still believe they still can make a run in the postseason.
How was that the coach's fault? He was the one that said you think it was the right time. Changing the game with Game Changer every Thursday at 10. Me, Eddie, Matthew, bringing the heat, real talk, real sports, real energy. Only on Power 104.5 FM.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I am ready.
I am ready. I am ready.
Ready or not, it's here. That's right, the biggest gospel show with me, Uncle T Baby Boy, on 8:10 a.m. That's right, interviews, greatest songs, praise and worship. It's going to be exciting. We're going to take the Bahamas to the world and bring the world to the Bahamas.
To look at Northern Vibes, I'm Raven Davis for the entire Northern Service team. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week, same time, same energy. Interested in being featured on Northern Vibes? Shoot me an email at ra.davis@znsbahamas.com.
Government House. I'm Regis Cartwright. This is ZNS.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition, several Family Island schools reopening tomorrow following Hurricane Melissa. A 16-year-old student tragically dies during Panama trip. In sports, the Cecil Cook Jr. Sailing Regatta closes at the Montague Foreshore. The Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition, starts now. So glad you can join us. Good evening. I'm Desmond Saunders, and welcome to the broadcast. The Ministry of Education, Technical and Vocational Training advises that the all clear has been issued by the Department of Meteorology following the recent hurricane warning affecting the central and southeastern Bahamas. Based on current assessments, the following public schools will reopen Monday, November 3rd, 2025, that's tomorrow: Exuma and its keys, Rum Key, Kent Island, and Anagua. However, due to ongoing recovery efforts and safety concerns, schools on the following islands will remain closed until further notice: Ragged Island, Long Island, San Salvador, Acklands, Crooked Island, Long Key, and Maguana. The ministry continues to monitor conditions on the affected islands and will provide timely updates in accordance with advisories from the Department of Meteorology and local government authorities. St. Augustine's College has confirmed what it calls a tragic passing of one of its students in Panama City, where the school was participating in the first Global Robotics Challenge. While the school withheld her name, St. Joseph's Catholic Parish has identified that student as 16-year-old Madeline Thompson, and in a statement says she just celebrated her birthday, September 26th, describing her as a cherished member of the parish family who served faithfully at St. Joseph's Soup Kitchen every Saturday. The church notes her kind heart, gentle spirit, and willingness to help others reflected the love of Christ in all she did. Adding, the church joins her parents, Jerome and Shanique Thompson, loved ones, and her school in mourning the heartbreaking death. Her school's statement adds its thoughts, prayers, and support are with the Thompson family, loved ones, classmates, teachers, and all grieving as the school is united in sorrow and stands with the family during this painful time. Although the circumstances surrounding the death remain unclear, the school says it is in close communication with the relevant authorities and is providing assistance where needed. The country's recent brush with Hurricane Melissa has put the Disaster Risk Management Authority to the test. And according to that agency, that test has proven both a challenge and a lesson. Managing Director Aaron Sargent says the overall response was adequately resourced. He admits the experience has exposed areas for improvement.
We continue to grow as an organization, as we've just been established July of last year. Every time that we activate, we learn something and we grow as an entity, and we are seeing the fruits of that with the Bayman people trusting and putting the confidence in us to get the job done when it comes to safeguarding lives.
Well, as parts of the region, including the Bahamas, begin recovery efforts in the wake of last week's monster storm Melissa, the focus now turning again on the impact of climate change on vulnerable small island developing states. Deputy Prime Minister the Honorable Chester Cooper, while on the ground last Thursday surveying the impact Hurricane Melissa had across the central and southeast Bahamas, spoke to the sobering reality of what the region faces and pushed back against critics who continue to debate the veracity of climate change.
We look at the devastation in Jamaica, when we look at the severity of the hurricane itself, the strength of the gusts. I believe I saw a report somewhere that the winds gusted in the 240 plus mile per hour wind. That is serious. That's, I believe, record-breaking in terms of what we've seen before. And it's not normal by any means. So something is happening, whether we believe that the climate change issue is a hoax or not. There are certain realities that manifest themselves in these monster hurricanes.
Well, U.S. President Donald Trump is among those critics of climate change. In fact, just recently on the world stage, addressing the United Nations General Assembly, the president repeated some of his usual attacks, calling climate change a hoax and the greatest scam of all time. However, the Deputy Prime Minister says the science can't be denied, and he's calling on the international community, especially larger developing states or larger states, to do their part.
And we live this when it becomes our way of life. It's no game. And we want the world to understand that we are not contributing negatively to the overall ecosystem, the overall environment. And we're asking the world to do their share, do their part in helping us to mitigate against these severe climate issues and these climate systems that are seemingly becoming more and more severe.
Well, the Bahamas Department of Corrections celebrating 73 years of service, honoring men and women who maintain law and order behind the prison walls. Officers past and present were recognized for their strength, resilience, and unwavering commitment to national security and the transformation of the prison system into a modern institution focused on reform and reintegration.
I've been grateful working with you. You've done us really proudly. You have presided over the recruitment of the most correctional officers for any period whatsoever. And you've trained these young people and you've turned them out well on the parade ground. And in Commissioner Clare's fashion, I'd like to thank you for that. That this is an administration that I've had no difficulties persuading to give you more recruitment, to give you the largest promotions ever, to give you cook and chill, to give you your new virtual court and corrections. As good a lawyer as I am, a good advocate as I am, it wasn't a hard job at all.
Well, that anniversary service held earlier today. Well, the Governor General of the Bahamas celebrates a major milestone. That and more when we return.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. ATC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
During Little Caesars Carnival of Specialties, you're gonna want to try everything.
Like wearing a Balloon Man costume?
Or turning into a tuba?
No! Like trying all the varieties from the Carnival of Specialties at a special price for a limited time, only at Little Caesar.
For just $13 VAT inclusive, get it now at Little Caesars, Oaksfield, Carmichael Road, East Street South, Charles Saunders Highway, and Prince Charles in the One East Plaza.
Pizza, pizza.
They say it takes a village to raise a child. But what happens when that child is lost, hurt, or simply needs a second chance? Since 2022, the Second Chance program has become a support system for young people ready to rewrite their stories.
The initiative was started in an effort to direct at-risk students, and these would be students between the ages of 12 and 18 at various schools, divert them from negative activities or direct them from a life of crime into positive initiatives. A lot of our past participants are now productive members of society. They have jobs. They're furthering their education at colleges. They actually some of them are even coming back to give testimony on what the program has done for them.
This is a program that bridges some previous experience and keeps you going forward to the next best thing. This is what they call a second chance, but truthfully, you get the second chance for this purpose. But in life, you're gonna need to regroup. But the key is to understand where the situation, what the situation was that got you here, analyze it intelligently, and keep moving forward. Don't beat up yourself. Learn from this experience. Understand your limitations, oversight your limitations, and manage your behavior.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us. The government taking ardent steps to strengthen the country's standing in the global financial arena. The Automatic Exchange of Financial Account Information Bill, debated and passed in the House of Assembly, is being hailed as a crucial move to keep the Bahamas compliant with the world's highest financial standards. Vern Carey has more.
The Automatic Exchange of Financial Account Information Bill, debated in the House of Assembly Wednesday, will ensure that the country's financial services sector remains compliant with the highest global standards. Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, The Honorable Philip Davis, opened the debate. He said his administration sees compliance as a competitive advantage, which reinforces the sector's global credibility.
Our financial services industry is booming, and we're now expanding our reach to previously untapped markets. In fact, we are hosting the first ever Bahamas Asia Forum 2 weeks from now, where investors in Asia will learn all about the advantages of investing and managing wealth in the Bahamas. We brought in billions and billions in investments throughout our archipelago.
Ongoing legislative updates in the industry have been met with upgrades and positive reviews from international credit rating agencies.
Moody's gave us our first positive outlook in over 17 years. The IMF called our recovery remarkable. More good news is coming in each day as we turn the page on the failures of our predecessors.
The Prime Minister assured that the Bahamas will continue to advocate for every country to have a voice in shaping international tax compliance standards.
When investors choose the Bahamas in 2025, they are choosing a nation with no blacklists to worry about, a strong and respected global standing, and an economy that is growing year after year. They are choosing a jurisdiction that meets the highest standards, and a country with no lingering questions and no clouds over its reputation.
Following the debate, the bill passed with bipartisan support. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Vern Carey.
High school students getting a real taste of democracy, casting ballots and learning firsthand what it's like to vote in a national election. Well, it's part of a local government initiative aimed at building an early appreciation for the country's electoral process. Here's Cleopatra Murphy with more.
More than one student on Exuma recently sported an ink-stained thumb after getting a first-hand experience with the electoral process during the recent local government junior council elections. Students from St. Andrew's Anglican School and Ellen Coakley High School cast ballots for their candidate of choice among their peers. Kendia Brown, seeking re-election, wants to make improvements to her school's environment.
In the school, my 3 goals are for comfort, collaboration, and campus pride. I want to make a change, and this time I'm more stronger, and I want to fight for this now.
Minister with responsibility for local government, the Honourable Clay Sweeting, and Exuma's Member of Parliament, Deputy Prime Minister, the Honourable Chester Cooper, visited those campuses to observe the process.
The students are excited, and it's about ensuring that they understand the democratic process of voting and being a part of that process. So it's a good day to be in local government, and we're excited that the children throughout the country get to play a role in that.
The Deputy Prime Minister says he was impressed and sees it as a valuable experience for the youth.
It's a way to really orient our young people of the importance of democracy. If they understand the significance of democracy, I think they will be more prideful and more grateful of the magnificent country that we have had over the last 52 years as an independent country.
At St. Andrews, guidance counselor Danica Curtis says it is exhilarating for students who get to vote and candidates who also get the chance to campaign in the run-up.
It's very exciting to see the students perform in these roles and mimic the general election, and I hope that it encourages them to take part, when they turn 18, and they tend to get very excited about it. And so I think it's going pretty well, and it's exciting that we get to participate every year.
Sweeting says the local government junior councils come up with projects they raise funds for, while the Department of Local Government also provides seed money to assist them in accomplishing their goals. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Well, a simple pair of glasses giving dozens of inner-city students a clearer view of the world and a brighter future. Our Cleopatra Murphy, or West Calix Forbes, explains.
In a heartwarming partnership between Urban Renewal, First Baptist Church, and the Optometric Association of the Bahamas, a number of students from the inner city communities were gifted a new outlook on life through a simple yet powerful gesture: a new pair of glasses. Among them, a 9-year-old who shared just how much this means.
I just want to say thank you because I can't see really well. It's going to help me very well because sometimes I have to stand up to see the board.
It will help me with seeing, like the board and the questions, especially in math.
But as Freetown MP and Minister of National Security, the Honorable Wayne Monroe explains, something as simple as a child's inability to see clearly can have a far-reaching effect, even influencing their ability to learn and stay on the right track.
It's very simple, Giving young people glasses. But if you stop and think about it from the ministry's perspective, we find that a signal for delinquency is failure to accomplish numeracy and literacy. That's a marker. And a child may not accomplish that, not because of lack of intellect, but because something very simple, not being able to see.
Through partnership and compassion, this effort is transforming lives one lens at a time. Minister of Housing and Urban Renewal, the Honorable Keith Bell, says it's all about equipping children with the tools they need to excel.
The idea is to ensure that our children are given the necessary tools to develop to their fullest potential. And in this particular context, we're giving them eyeglasses. And it's amazing to know that the students have the capacity and the intellect, but if they simply cannot see the words, they don't know what's inside the books, then they simply cannot learn. And so the idea is to ensure that we give them all of the tools and so that they can approach their education holistically and ensure that they develop to their fullest potential.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Wes Calix Forbes.
Well, the new Mount Zion Baptist Church overflowed with celebration and reverence as the Bahamas marked Governor General Dame Cynthia Pratt's 80th birthday. Friends, leaders, and congregants gathered to honor a lifetime of service leadership and unwavering dedication that has inspired generations. The ceremony was filled with uplifting hymns and heartfelt speeches, a testament to a woman who has touched countless lives.
You will be a compelling inspiration because, forgive me for being presumptuous, you were probably among many the most unlikely person to have accomplished the incredible things that you've accomplished. You probably didn't have the name. You didn't have the name, face recognition. You didn't come from the particular families that persons automatically expected to excel. You probably didn't have the political godfathers and mothers that some others had. And you didn't have access to the wealth. They probably presumed that you didn't understand the economy well enough to be strategically placed to preside over it. But look at God. Every young person in Angliston, Coconut Grove, in Yellow Elder and Pinewood, in Mason's Addition, in communities throughout the Bahamas, if they know your history, they could believe again that anything is possible for them.
Well, congratulations, Governor General, on that significant milestone. Sports is up next.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, The Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
Our company offers a simple philosophy, open hands. What do open hands mean? If you keep your hands closed, nothing comes in, nothing goes out. If you keep your hands open, a lot of things comes in, a lot of things goes out. We cannot expect to be a successful company without blessing our community and blessing our country.
My good friend and valued client, Dominic Stirrup, approached me following a meeting we had and told me of the idea that he had of feeding 10,000 Bahamians on Thanksgiving.
There was a lot of details to put together, had to figure out how to get it done. But at the end, it was worth it. At the end, it gave me a heart of gratitude to know that our company is reaching out to so many persons.
We invite you on a journey to witness an extraordinary chapter in the story of the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, a tale of compassion, unity, and the true spirit of Thanksgiving.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Welcome to your stress-free Sunday evening sports check. I'm Eugene Stewart. It was an evening of celebration as the 12th annual Cecil G. Cook Jr. Sailing Regatta came to a close. Organizers hosting a closing ceremony at the Nassau Yacht Club as scores of supporters watched the winners of their various categories claim their prizes. We caught up with the winners of the Opti, Sunfish, and Laser classes as they shared their experience of the two-day regatta.
I was just trying to stay focused the whole time, focus on getting good starts, sailing fast, and just trying to execute my plan. It was a really great competition. We had sailors from all over the islands of the Bahamas, so it was really good competition, and it was just a really fun regatta in general.
I was mainly trying to make my competitors' weakness my strength. So everybody else was lighter in weight, and they were, well, not all of them weren't that short, but they were lighter in weight, so I was able to use that to my advantage. And with the breezy today, how breezy it was today, I was able to hold on my boat better than them, and I had more power, and I was able to control it more. So I used that to my advantage.
The first day was very light, and there was a lot of wind changes, so it was a lot of wind changes and shifts, so I won every race the first day.
I felt I had to sail around the course very cleanly, so I felt I executed that pretty well, and I'm pretty happy about that. I was able to maintain my focus by meditating before the starts and trying to get my focus and clear out everything that's in my head. Just focus on the sailing and the sailing itself.
Sandra Cook, daughter of Olympic sailing gold medalist Cecil Cook, says the event continues to gain traction within the national sport.
This weekend was fabulous. Last year we had to cancel. The weather was so bad. And this year it turned out perfect. Both days were absolutely perfect, and it has been a complete success. Sailing has grown, yes, and you know we have a lot of sailors off representing the Bahamas. Some of them gotten scholarships, but they go to all these different championships. So this is where they start, in the small boats. Then they go to the Sunfish, then they go to the Lasers, and then they go off and represent the Bahamas, and hopefully the Olympics is next. It's not an easy sport, you know what I'm saying? And you gotta like being wet and slapped around and maybe turned upside down. But it's an enjoyable sport. It is a relaxing sport, and the competition can be so tough sometimes. Even though you're the best, you're struggling to stay on top.
Cook is also hopeful that sailing will provide an avenue for the next Olympic gold medalist.
Right now, the gold medal that I hold, sacred, that my father won in Tokyo in 1964, is the only gold medal we will ever get in star class sailing, because they no longer have star class sailing. But it's still the first, and to me it's still the only, but I would love to see another Bahamian go off and bring back the gold.
And that's been your Stress-Free Sunday Sports Check. I'm Eugene Stewart. Have a great week, everyone.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, the Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
Diet-friendly special.
In 1953, the United States began using a female name for storms. And by 1978, both male and female names were used to identify northern Pacific storms. This was then adopted in 1979 for storms in the Atlantic Basin. The National Hurricane Center does not control the naming of tropical storms. Instead, there is a strict procedure established by the World's Meteorological Organization for Atlantic hurricanes. There is a list of male and female names which are used on a 6-year rotation. The only time that there is a change is if the storm is so deadly or costly that the future use of its name on a different storm would be inappropriate. These are the names of the storms for the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season: Andrea, Barry, Chantal, Dexter, Erin, Fernand, Gabrielle, Umberto, Imelda, Jerry, Karen, Lorenzo, Melissa, Nestor, Olga, Pablo, Rebecca, Sebastian, Tanya, Van, Wendy. This public service announcement was brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the Disaster Risk Management Authority.
Time now for your Sunday weather forecast. And Dorset joins us in studio with the latest temperatures. Good evening, Diane.
Good evening, Desmond.
It's shaping up to be an active night across parts of the islands in the tropics. A tropical wave near the central Bahamas is moving westward this evening. As it moves, it's expected to bring periods of heavy showers and thunderstorms, especially to the northwest Bahamas by tomorrow morning. Elsewhere, tropical cyclone development is not expected over the next 7 days. Right now, conditions are partly cloudy with a temperature of 82 degrees. Winds are east at 13 miles per hour and humidity is at 73%. Pressure is standing at 30.03 inches or 1,016.9 millibars. Across the Family Islands, here's how temperatures are looking. In Freeport City and Green Turtle Key, 79 degrees. Marsh Harbor, Abaco, 81. Allenstown, Bimini, also 81, and Bullocks Harbor, 82 degrees. In Fresh Creek, Central Andrews, 84 degrees. Camp Space, South Andrews, 83. Harbor Island, 81. Rock Sandy, Eleuthera, 82 degrees. Black Point, Exuma, 83. Arthurstown, Kidd Island. San Salvador, Rum Key, 82 degrees. Georgetown, Exuma, 83. And 4 our southernmost islands. 82 in Clarencetown, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Acklins, and Ragged Island. 84 degrees in Matthew Town, Inagua, and 84 in the Turks and Caicos Islands. Now for your boating forecast. In the northwest and central Bahamas tonight, winds will be light and variable with seas around 1 to 3 feet. The tide will be low at 11 o'clock tonight. In the southeast Bahamas, expect southeasterly winds at 10 to 15 knots and seas between 2 and 4 feet. Looking ahead to tomorrow in the northwest Bahamas, winds will shift northerly at 10 to 15 knots with seas 2 to 4 feet. Tides will be low at 11:39 tomorrow morning and high again at 5:35 in the afternoon. Now for the central and the southeast Bahamas, expect light and variable winds with seas 1 to 3 feet. Our satellite picture tonight shows cloudy skies associated with that tropical wave over the central and southeast Bahamas, which will continue to move westward, bringing showers and keeping things unsettled for a while longer. Tonight, it's going to be 75 degrees, cloudy, breezy, and warm, a couple of late-night showers, and tomorrow, breezy in the morning, a thunderstorm in some spots, but otherwise some sun, then turning cloudy with a temperature of 83 degrees. Now for your extended weather forecast. After a cloudy and a stormy Monday, we'll see brighter skies and more sunshine midweek, with just a few quick passing showers by Thursday and Friday. Have a great week, everyone. Desmond, back to you.
Thanks, Ann. That does it for the Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information, as only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. On behalf of the entire team, thanks for watching. Have a good night. I'll see you back here tomorrow night.
At Bahama Boulevard, I'm Sean Ennis. This is ZNS.
Always look on your countrymen as more than a neighbor, for they can be a friend, a brother or sister, or at least a companion to whom you are tied to one destiny, connected with the same happiness and sorrows, and with the same hopes and aspirations. A brief introduction of our behavior